Bonjour, hola, good afternoon, good morning, good evening to all of my people wherever you may be. Today I want to talk about anger and rage. I should say anger, rage, and lust. I had for a long time been guilty of being angry. I was raised in a house that had a single parent and it was a grandmother at that. We had a lot of things and we were advertised so many things that we wanted for more. Every weekend I used to just look through the toy sections in the newspaper, and I honestly probably couldn't have had a better life. You know, peers play a big part in things that we do and things that we want. So that's why I'm always preaching to y'all about having a good friendship circle, a circle of people who are trying to establish things for themselves. In recent years, I've been guilty of anger because I lost a family member to medical practice, and I lost two good friends in medical malpractice at the same time, right in the same 30-day period. And I almost too could have become a victim of this malpractice. Certain things that I want to say, I know that the time is not right, and it's don't just come in speaking about the bad things that are going on, but well, that's just what it is. It's not about speaking about the bad things. It's about giving the encouragement and the wisdom and the knowledge of the things that we need to know right away, right now, that will help us get over these bad things. It's not about the problem, but more so about the solution. So, and talking about rage, there's several places in the Bible where people they reacted differently than the average person would react. In some cases, it cost them their life, and in some cases, cost them their family member's life. Rape, rape is in the Bible in the Old Testament. A man raped his own sister. That's why I say lust. Lust is a big part of this. And all these things, they do different things to your brain to create different endorphin levels, serotonin levels, different things like that. Pleasurable things, whether it's drinking in the morning, it could be a cup of coffee, drinking at night, smoking, sex. These things alter your body in a chemical way. Even watching movies, playing video games, if it becomes an addiction or if it becomes something that you're not in control of, the definition of addiction is, definition of a drug is anything that alters the way you feel and think. Anything that alters the way you feel and think. So even your children, they can be a drug, and they can be a good drug, or your reaction to your children can cause you to have negative vibrations and hormones through your body. I've gotten to a point where I try not to yell at my children no matter what. Everything that they do, I've done it, and everything that they do, just about everything they do, is to try to please me or show me that they can do what grown-ups can do, that they can do what adults can do. When y'all are in relationships and you are in sexual relationships, you have to be very careful about how you treat people, because you're bringing in a different chemical aspect or a different spiritual aspect when you lay down with somebody. When you stand up with somebody, that's a whole totally different thing. I use the acronym 312, or you could say 912, and all that means is the shorthand. The shorthand, that's the one that'll be laying down. If you looked at 312 or 912, it's laying down. The longhand is the one standing up. You want to be standing up more than you laying down, and you want to have more in common with a person than just the ability to lay down with them. Being equally yoked is something that people talk about a lot. And my pastor didn't want to marry me. My pastor said, hey, the reason I'm going to marry you is because you work for me. But normally I don't marry people unless they have 6 months of counseling, and the average marriage only lasts 2 years. That was back in the early 2000s, and I know My marriage lasted about 2 years, and it was a rocky 2 years because I read the word, but I didn't live the word. I say I read the word, but I ain't lived the word. I preached the word, but I didn't live the word. And I didn't feel as though I had a lot to lose. It wasn't until I had my son and daughter that I started trying to calm down, especially when I had my daughter. And honestly, at that point, it's almost like it's already too late. The way you meet people is the way you got to keep people. And I mean that on the worldly level. Things change, people grow, especially during dramatic events. When I say the way you meet people is the way you got to keep people, what I mean is if you a guy and you meet a girl and you hopping out a new Corvette and some flashy shoes and flashy clothes and jewelry, and you, hey baby, what's happening? Yeah, I love you. Yeah, you need to ride with a player. It's gonna be hard to tell that same lady every Sunday, hey, let's dress nice and not so flashy. Let's dress modest and go to church. Same thing if you're a lady and you get a guy and you got on some short dress and smelling like all kind of perfumes and you dancing on them and stuff. And yeah, daddy, I know you want to be with me tonight. It'll be hard to get that same guy and do a 360 and say, hey, I want you to dress nice. I want you to go to church with me. So the way that we meet people is the way that we keep people. So when you meet people, even if it's in a club environment or maybe at a bar environment, you still should take the time and get to know them and say, what brought you to this club tonight? What brought you here tonight? Don't discuss all of it over one drink, but try in a sober manner fashion to learn who you're dealing with. Because our connections to people are real and they affect us and our families for real. You know, I had to get involved with organizations to help me to understand how important it is to not defile your sister, your brother, your mother, your father. You don't want to defile your brothers and sisters or their daughters and sons. And this is to male and female. Treat others how you want to be treated. And that's the golden rule. Corinthians 13th chapter. I love y'all as always. Stay with me. I'm always have something positive to say for y'all. And if you need anything, you know how to reach out. Hit me in the comments. I will get back at you. Peace and blessings.